Hey, what's with all the old books?
They're from the library. I'm writing my career report on doctors.
Cool. Are you still thinking you might want to be a doctor when you grow up?
I'm not sure anymore. Being a doctor takes years of school and exams. I thought it would be easier.
Achoo! My throat's starting to hurt. And this itchy nose is really bugging me.
Ew, you've probably got that nasty cold that's going around. Stay away from me.
Stay away?
This report is taking up all my energy. The last thing I need is your germs making me sick.
But you're my sister. Shouldn't you be helping me? Especially when I'm dying.
Okay, fine. I can't risk helping you right now, but maybe someone from the history app can nurse you back to health. But don't get too close.
Achoo! Achoo!
Where are we?
Ah, 2 more students. You're just in time for the lesson. 2 drachmas, please.
School? On the weekend? Talk about a bummer.
What my brother means is that we're not students here. We're time travelers from the future.
The future? Mount Olympus, that's amazing! Did Apollo send you? He's the god of prophecies and can make predictions about the future.
Yeah! Good old Apollo.
In that case, I'm honored to share everything I know. I'm Hippocrates, and I've spent my whole life helping the sick and injured.
Sounds like you're a doctor.
You could say that. Like my father, Heraclitus, I've always been curious about the human body. In fact, I became a physician like him so I could learn about health and find cures for common ailments. Recently, I've been traveling all over Greece and teaching people about health and medicine. There's a lot of superstition surrounding those things, but I'm training my fellow Greeks to leave that behind. Instead, I'm teaching them to recognize symptoms and diagnose an illness so they can treat it properly.
That's perfect! I'm writing a report on doctors. Maybe you can help me.
Oh, I'm not much of a scribe. My pupils do most of the writing for me. You see, every time I treat someone, I add their symptoms to my list of medical facts. You see, many people think dark magic or even the gods make people sick. They think the only way to cure them is to dance and shout and scare the evil spirits away. But I have a different theory. People get sick for natural reasons that we can observe and understand. But we're always learning. There's still so much about the human body that remains a mystery.
Maybe you can help me. I haven't been feeling that great.
Ugh, gross. Stay away from me, Leo.
Are you kidding? I'm not even... Achoo!
That's quite a sneeze, young man. Let me have a look at you.
Mr. Hippocrates, I think you should keep your distance. My brother has a pretty bad cold.
Layla, you don't know that.
Leo, we don't want to get him sick.
That's very thoughtful of you, young lady, but I'm not worried. One thing I tell all of my students is that we can't jump to conclusions. If we really want to help someone who's suffering, we keep calm and look for symptoms of what we're dealing with. And I've caught something from a patient once or twice. It wasn't too bad.
But shouldn't you be careful? If there aren't many doctors and if people are counting on you, it's a big problem if you get sick.
I see your point, but helping the sick means taking those risks. When a terrible plague came through Athens, many thousands died, and that includes the physicians who stayed to help people. But those who survived passed on their knowledge of what happened. Now we know what that terrible disease and its symptoms look like, and we know that it spreads in crowded places where we can't keep things sanitary.
Wow, I didn't know that doctors risked everything to show compassion to those sick people. That's so heroic.
Maybe things are easier in the future, but for now, risk is part of the job. And yes, whenever we're helping someone, we always show compassion.
You see, Layla, we even learned about that in Sunday school. The Bible says we should help those who are suffering, not stay away from them.
All right, Leo, you've got a point. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Being stressed about my report is no excuse to be mean to you. I'll try to be more understanding.
Thank you. How about an air high five?
Speaking of symptoms, young man, tell me more about what's bothering you.
Well, my throat feels like sandpaper, and my nose itches from all the sneezing.
When did you first notice these symptoms?
Well, I felt fine at school. It all really started when I walked into the kitchen with Layla.
Let's see. I don't hear any trouble breathing. And you don't feel like you're running a temperature?
That's a relief. Maybe it isn't a cold after all.
Well, young man, are you getting enough sleep and rest? Have you been exercising and keeping yourself clean?
I take at least one shower a week. Does that count?
Gross, Leo. Only one?
It's a good start. I'm asking because I've seen good rest and hygiene help many of my patients recover. And if you don't want to get sick in the first place, exercising, getting enough rest, and eating a balanced diet are always good bets. Now, let's see. Aha!
Hey, what is that thing?
Oh, I keep it on hand in case I need to cut something off. Are you ready?
What? No way.
I'm kidding, young man. When someone's sick or injured, they're usually not in a good mood. I tell my students that a good joke can lighten things up.
That makes sense, I guess.
So what do you think, Mr. Hippocrates? Is Leo really sick with a cold?
To be honest, I don't have a diagnosis. His symptoms are mild and there appear to be no injuries. Plus, he sounds like he's feeling better.
I really am. It's the weirdest thing.
But aren't you a famous doctor who really knows your stuff? Shouldn't you be able to find out what's going on?
Remember, young lady, we physicians have a lot of knowledge, but we don't know everything. It's taken me years and years of observing patients, trying remedies, and recording what I learned to even get this far.
I think I understand why doctors spend so much time in school and take so many tests. It sounds like there's just too much to know.
That's true, but we can still do a lot with what we do know. It's like I always tell my students. First, do no harm. Second, help the sick according to your ability and judgment. But that's it.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Hippocrates. We've learned a lot here, and we appreciate it.
It was my pleasure, children. Oh, and when you get back to Apollo, tell him Hippocrates says hello.
Will do. Goodbye.
Bye. And there. I finished my report. Did you know Hippocrates is considered the father of medicine? And remember how he said first do no harm? Apparently that's now part of an oath of medical ethics that came from his teachings. It's called the Hippocratic Oath.
Nice work. What do you think about being a doctor now?
We'll have to see, but it's amazing how much doctors have to know and how much responsibility they have. After talking to Hippocrates, I think I understand where that comes from.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And you know what else? Achoo!
Oh no, you were feeling great a few minutes ago.
I know, but here in the kitchen, I can't stop sneezing. Maybe I'm allergic to future doctors.
Or, based on the pattern of your symptoms, maybe you're allergic to all these dusty old books.
You know, I think you're right. I knew my hygiene wasn't to blame.
You still have to take more showers, Leo.
If you liked time traveling with Leo and Layla, watch more of their adventures at PragerUkids.com. And parents, don't forget to subscribe.